Hello, Libra. Welcome to your June soul session. I am Marlo. If you're new and if you're family, welcome back, my friend. And here goes the new spiel. Okay, you guys let me know in the comments, the Libras who blew up my channel, if this kind of works. If you resonate with this message, don't forget to tickle my like button, caress subscribe, and make sure your notifications are set to all. You know, you can also find the link to all of my extended readings in the description box below this video. How does that sound? Does that sound like too like salesman-y or like what? Like, does that work? Like, let me know. Don't tell me the truth. Just lie to me if it sucks, okay? Don't tell me the truth. I'm trying. I got called out too many times of not saying like that people should like it because I just assumed that if someone liked it, they'd, like it and subscribe if they wanted to, and then, anywho, let's go ahead and jump into your cards. I think it's actually kind of funny that I haven't used this deck on the channel and I don't even know how long. It's the Housewives Tarot, but I felt compelled to use this for you, Libra. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what is going on. There we go. For my Librans in the month of June. Ooh, okay. First month, child, look, me seeing the Seven of Wands in the reverse, then my mouth is already messed up from Mercury retrograde. But seeing that kind of threw me off a little bit, but we ain't gonna worry about that. But anywho, first card out, we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. The first thing that comes to me, my Librans, is coming out of May and into June. There's a tad bit of disempowerment that's happening here. There's a little bit of a lack thereof of maintaining boundaries. Is kind of letting, well, I don't want to say just letting, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of feeling like people are stepping on your toes. Like I feel it, not in the sense, like it is in essence, in the deeper sense, it is disempowerment, but the vibe of how I'm getting it, if I could make it make sense, it's almost like there's some sort of competitive energy between you and another human for some of us. There's some sort of competitive nature between you and another human, and the feeling is as if, God, I cannot talk for real, that someone's kind of stepping on your toes, but it doesn't necessarily have to be overtly someone stepping on your toes. It's just that's kind of like and I mean, for some of you guys, this literally could be something like a transit that's happening. Like, I kid you not, because that's kind of like what the vibe feels like to me. It could literally be like a temporary transit that you guys are going through that I'm picking up on, but it's feeling almost as if you need to prove yourself, if that's making sense. So it's not necessarily that the person is purposefully trying to be like a jerk or purposefully trying to step on your toes. It feels almost to me like a trigger, if that makes sense. It's like you guys having experienced past tense not standing up for yourself, or people over talking you, or like if you're in a meeting at work, like there being people who kind of disregarded your ideas or what have you. And the vibe that I'm getting off the bat is like this self-protective type of thing, because whether well, I mean, that would just be the truth of the matter here, Libra. I was about to say whether or not, but then my guides corrected me because they're just rude, but that's neither here nor there. But it's like weak boundaries would be like the foundation of it, because it would be like a lack of trust for yourself. So it's kind of like, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, because if you're newly implementing healthy boundaries, it's like, how I always talk about the Likert scale. It's kind of going from, and I totally went on a whole rant about this in the extended for Cancer. It's like, so if you have that in your chart, check it out. But anyway, but it's like on the left-hand side of the Likert scale, or looking at like our boundaries thing, you have like, the house with no windows, no doors, no fence. People can come in and out whenever they want. When you realize that you're there, right? And that's, with you going into the territory of the third house, that of which would be the house that has windows, doors, and a 10-foot electric fence, all of which are locked, right? It's like you're kind of hyper vigilant, if that makes sense, and you're on guard of being attacked. So whatever Libra person would resonate with this, it would be someone who is like really used to having your toes stepped on, being overpowered, being disempowered, being attacked, people not being able to see your greatness, so to speak, because of other people kind of overshadowing you. And it's like, because you're stepping into implementing these new boundaries, like I would, I'm not saying that, this is just a vibe I'm picking up on, but they're like weak, because it's like the same thing with starting, like going to the gym. It's like your muscles are going to be weak when you're first starting the gym, because you have to build them up. So that's kind of like the vibration that I'm feeling. But so sorry to interrupt you guys while you're listening to the show, but I wanted to tell you guys about our new partnership with BetterHelp. If you haven't heard of them, it's an online resource in which you can find your very own friendly local neighborhood therapist, no matter where you are in the world. You sign up, and within 24 hours, they match you with a therapist that's right for you. And you can talk to your counselor every week via phone or video chat. You can also text them between sessions. If you or someone you know has been considering therapy, get started today with BetterHelp. Now let's get back to the show. I feel the response that the Libras who would resonate with this are having is kind of overreacting. So even if a person's intentions aren't necessarily to, attack you or step on, your toes like people may have done in the past, because you're kind of navigating this new space, it can feel that way. So you're instantly going to go into like defense mode. You know what I'm saying? But I feel it's more or less like a misunderstanding of the energy, because I feel you guys already have like the victory over the situation. And why I say victory is because of you guys recognizing it and implementing the boundaries in the first place, So it's more of like a perspective kind of thing, if that's making sense. And I'm so sorry, Libra, that I'm using so many air quotations. I hope that you enjoy them. Moving right along. Next card that we have is the Tower in the reverse. Totally get that. Because back to like what I was saying with the 7 of Wands in the reverse, it's like you guys are trying to avoid a disaster. It's like you're literally trying to avoid what it is that you came out of already. And not necessarily saying, for some of you, this may have literally happened in May, whether it's like the latter part of May, could be the whole month of May. But the whole reason why you guys are kind of in this energy frequency is because you're trying to prevent what happened before from happening again. But I have to give my whole little spiel and lecture, even though it's a part of the journey. Like when I talk about left and right of the Likert scale, it's like the reason why we go from the right side of the Likert scale all the way to the left, right, is because we're altering ourselves to not experience what it is that we've experienced in the past. However, if you are not a new subscriber, if you are a new subscriber, welcome. But if you're not a new subscriber and you guys have been with me for some time, you know what I always say about this, and specifically what I've been saying since like the third quarter of, actually the fourth quarter. Well, it's a little bit of the third quarter of 2021, where I was speaking about this crossroads. And like, recently I've been talking about the whole 7-year karmic cycle thing, 2015 until now, and right? And the whole premise with that is like us realizing that we were one person. So kind of like I say with my story about how to establish healthy boundaries, you have like 3 houses. You have the house number 1 and, the house number 3. And it's like you go from house 1 to house 3, right? And then after you go to house 3, we typically will come to house 2, which is what healthy boundaries look like, which is a house with windows, doors, and a fence with a lock on it, windows and doors with locks on it. So you can choose with your discretion and your discernment when to let people in and when not, right? But I feel with my Libras, you guys are going through a transformational process, hence the reason why you're jumping all the way to house number 3. So there's nothing wrong with that, right? And again, with this 9 of Wands being here, it's that same kind of energy. So it's like you guys are on guard because you're trying to avoid a disaster, right? And why are you guys trying to avoid that disaster? Because with this 9 of Wands, you're thinking past tense of what it is that you guys have gone through before. And you literally, you know what I mean? Don't want to go through what you've been through before. So you're being hella persistent with maintaining those boundaries. However, I feel the reason why this energy is coming out this way, because of course, like through the whole process of us, evolving and evolution and everything of the sort, it's like you can't fast track it, But I just feel that this is kind of like a seed that needs to be implanted into you guys' subconscious that's going to be relevant, except for those of you who are literally on the cusp of breaking out of this particular evolutionary cycle, to where it's going to be like, oh, dang, so that's what it is that's going on. I'm totally being hyper vigilant. And the reason why I bring all of this up, not just because I want to bring it up, because I mean, the cards are saying it, you know what I'm saying? But the thing that's important with all of this is a fear-based energy, right? Like the Seven of Wands, like, I mean, literally, child, look, the first three cards, okay? The Seven of Wands in the reverse, the Tower in the reverse, and the Nine of Wands, all of these are fear-based energies, because it's all like the root of all of these is based past tense. So it's not what's happening now, or the person that's actually in front of you now is just like, I'll be damned if anybody else put me under submission again. God damn it. You know, it's kind of that kind of vibe. Anywho, next card that we have is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Now, why this is so important, my beautiful Libras, and why it is that this is coming up for you guys, right? Is because there can be a plethora of different energies that could come from this. Another thing you guys may know about me, right? When I talk about the Ace of Wands in the reverse, can't help but see it every single time it comes up. I think about someone holding like an Olympic torch in like this huge bucket of water, and someone turning it upside down and being like, right? That's what that energy really feels like to me. If I were to say it like in action, it's more or less how it is that you could potentially be blocking yourself, especially if this is falling under the Seven of Wands in the reverse. But I also think it's beautiful that we have the Six of Wands here, and this is falling into the center of your spread. And that's that victory that I was talking about. So it means like why all of this is happening, why it is we're having this conversation, why it is that you decided to watch this video, why you saw it on your timeline and you clicked on it or whatever, is making sure that you guys don't snuff out or self-sabotage, right? Because this is an opportunity for you guys, like thinking about it in this regard. It's like a passionate new beginning, right? If there needs to be a tower that falls here, because I mean, literally, let's just look at this, okay? If we were to turn all of these cards upright, this would be you standing your ground. It's like you're not worried about like the drama, like people can come at you sideways and crazy. It's neither here nor there, because you know that you're in alignment with spirit, you're protected by spirit, and any towers that fall are always in your highest good. And even though you are conscious about what you've been through past tense, you're not necessarily looking at it in the vibration, because I look at the Nine of Wands as like my PTSD card. It's like you're not marred and scarred by it. It's like you understand, okay, these are the things that I went through. And even though I went through that, it's like it's made me better as opposed to bitter. So I know what to look for. However, I'm not going to allow this situation to steal my shine. Whatever it is that I feel motivated to do, whatever inspiration that I receive, you know what I mean? I'm going to go like head first into the direction of that, and then it's guaranteed victory. However, these cards are in the reverse. So we're operating with shadow aspects and blocked energy. And the reason why there's shadow aspects and blocked energy is because there's just another facet of the lesson that you need to learn, which is why your friend Marlo is here. But there's nothing to worry about, my dear. But anywho, so it's the thing of when you guys recognize within yourself, whether it's if you listen now or you're like, hell no, girl, this don't resonate with me at all. What is she talking about? Right? And maybe it's a week later, maybe it's a month later, that this kind of comes back to you, and you come back and you watch this and you're like, holy spadoodles, I legit have been doing this, right? It's all about recognizing it in yourself and bringing it to your awareness, because we can't ever solve a problem, right, until it comes into our awareness, or we admit that it's actually a problem. So I just feel with this energy, because it being fear-based, that this fear-based energy and being afraid of, you know, having this whole, you know, blow up disappointment, ending up in a situation that you've been in again, this could be how it is. There's a new opportunity, or, okay, here we go. Thank you. There could be a whole new idea, a new inspiration that comes in for you guys. And this is heading into like the midpoint of the month. So like the week of the 15th-ish, you know what I'm saying? Even though, let me just tell you this, I should have totally said that to Pisces. when I was looking at their moon card, which was right there, I was like, I mean, this could totally be the day of the full moon, but I forgot that Spirit told me that the 6th of June is like the hella most important day for everybody, yourself included, Libra. I'm just saying. So, I mean, for you guys, this could be around literally, which is probably the reason why, by the grace of God, your girl is getting these out early. Amen. Okay, moving right along. Anywho, but it could be around the 6th. For others of you, it could be during the week of the 15th. I don't really feel full moon vibes for you guys, you know. But anywho, but the whole thing is for you guys to be conscious and to be aware of this so that you don't self-sabotage by snuffing out like your own potential. Because like I said, the 6 of Wands being at the center of your spread, it's guaranteed victory with whatever the heck it is that we're talking about. So it's more or less the message to my Librans from Spirit is to let you know, hey kid, I love you. You're protected, right? It's like, you don't have to fight your battles alone. Like, I got you. Everything is under control. Like, just chill, you know, walk by faith, not by sight. Know that everything is working out in your favor because your victory is assured. And the beautiful thing I say with the 7 of Cups in the reverse, it means that any confusion that you guys had, whether that be in May or it's coming into June, midpoint of the month, clarity will be assured. You guys are going to know clearly what direction to go in. You guys are going to know clearly what to do. Any little delusions that you guys had about this particular situation, all of that stuff's going to be out of the window. There's not going to be any need to feel like I need to defend myself because you're going to see your Gucci. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, my beautiful Librans, that has been your soul session for June. I'm going over to my network, Vimeo, Patreon, YouTube members, all of the places that I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm at a lot of places. Child, I'm going to cut down on that eventually. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, until then, I love your freaking face. So if you bought that life and you want to see me play these cards out for the rest of the month, follow me on over there. But if not, I still love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.